What's up? What's good? What's poppin'? What's crackin'? What's percolating? What's really good in the hood? It is your man Theo Butler, and welcome to a Black Panther, Volume 5, Issue 11, Prelude to Doom War, episode. I ain't saying, I'm just saying with the raw with me next. Man, y'all cut that thing, man. Oh man! Before we begin, like, share, subscribe. If you like, leave a comment. If you don't like, leave a constructive comment. We are on our way to 500. Yes, we are on our way to 500 members of the Rock With Me Nation. We are still exploring the storyline, the second storyline that sees how Shuri becomes the Black Panther. We're actually starting to see how Shuri deals with being the Black Panther. We're also seeing what's going on in regards to Wakanda, how they feel about Aurora being an outsider. Yes, even though she's black, she's not Wakandan. They feel some type of way about that. And we see what's going on with the Dora Milaje and T'Challa and Zawavare and Anika and everything like that. So listen, y'all stick around. Enjoy the book review. I ain't saying, I'm just saying I'll be right back at you. Bars.
All right. Once again, we have a beautiful cover by Paul Renard. We see Shuri taking on Namor in her custom Panther battle armor. Hasbro. I mean, I'm sure I could kit bash something together to get a similar look, but if I don't have to. And oh yeah, this is a prelude to Doom War. Anyway, as we crack this thing open, we get our usual suspects being credited to Reginald Hutland as the writer, Ken Lashley on pencils, Paul Neary on inks, Paul Mounts on colors, and VC's Corey Pettit on the letters as we continue with Power Part 5. One more again, Hasbro. We dropping a whole wave of action figures for the upcoming Black Panther 2 movie, right? We need Ramunda and Shuri, especially Shuri in this armor or a version of it. Cool? Cool. So we start our story off with the Wakandan Quinjet about the Halo drop Shuri. Y'all see this? The armor glides. Yo, Hasbro. We got 50 million versions of Iron Man and Spider-Man. Can we get this? Can we get Shuri in this armor? I mean, we got 3 versions of Shuri so far. Can we get this one? I ain't asking, I'm just asking. As a matter of fact, have y'all ever created a deluxe female action figure? Like, dead ass. This could be a deluxe action figure for Black Panther 2. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. As we can see, it's not too long before Shuri finds her target. Prince Namor Mackenzie, the Submariner, who has an Irish-American father, whose mother is from Atlantis. Father's name is Leonard. That's it. I know Namor is the king of Atlantis, an advanced underwater city. I had no idea that extended him to having his own private island. Like, my dog is literally sitting on his own island. Clearly, Shuri didn't either, as she lets him know. 1, this island is for anyone. 2, what's up with he and her brother? Namor tells her that T'Challa is a good man, an honorable man, considering where the 2 characters are at now in the comics and how they will be portrayed on the big screen in December. This is a sentiment we will never hear from Namor, and as he will be directly and or indirectly responsible for T'Challa's death. This probably isn't a sentiment he's going to utter to Shuri either, so we're just not going to get this. I find it odd that 2 characters we identify with as a people, T'Chaka and T'Challa, are killed off while their antagonists will either live on or continue to live on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and are continuously celebrated. You read where Namor states that without honor, life is meaningless? There are some of us who actually live by that code, that without honor, life is meaningless. And as Shuri questions whether or not he values honor, he tells her that if she wears the crown of Wakanda, and I'm just going to add my own 10 cents here, a true leader not only values honor, but their actions show it. It's not just a word to them. Honor, loyalty, respect, love, friendship. We use these words daily, but do we truly understand them, and do we truly practice these actions, or do we just expect these actions from others? Back to our story though, because see, Namor was chilling. He was minding his own business, And while he speaks fondly of T'Challa, Shuri isn't hearing any of it. She wants to know why he tried to kill her brother. Namor being Namor lets her know off the rip. Look here. All that hostile energy you generating is pointed in the wrong direction. And she like, whatever. She got proof. And even though Namor says one thing, I swear all I heard was a conehead saying maintain low tone, as he turns and walks away. He don't know she black. Shuri puts her hands on the shoulder and tells him not to turn his back on her. Cause we know you don't really turn your back on a black woman. That ain't really that ain't gonna work out for you in your favor. And she asked him, she's like, why did you attack T'Challa? Namor flat out basically tell her like, hey man, look, go home, learn some manners, and don't come back till you do. Remember when I said you never turn your back on a black woman? You can't turn your back on a black woman and tell her to go home and learn some manners and not to come back till she does. And you don't think that's gonna go left. and that's exactly what happened. It goes left. Y'all see Shuri putting her foot in Namor's hind parts? Yep. That's how left it went. Can you imagine Flea overhead shaking his head like, bruh, bruh, you ain't tell her that, bruh, cause he know Flea a black man. He know you talk to a black woman like this. And I'm saying this because I don't know. This might be what it is with other women. I just don't know because I'm not experienced with other women. I definitely know though that this is a black woman experience. And as Nyx talks about Shuri's chances as long as she can keep Namor on land. Flea reminds her that the two of them are on an island, a real small island. From there, we move back to Indega and Intoka still debating the issues plaguing Wakanda. Shuri's leadership abilities and Aurora's mutant status. They just question it all. Well, Indega is. Intoka explains that she is tending to the fields that have dried up unnaturally, to which Indega scoffs. Once again, he calls Aurora a witch. Like this dude, they call her out of name so many times. You know what? Never mind. He gonna get his later on though. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Back on the island, we see Shuri and Namor throwing down with the broker observing the battle from a safe remote location. It's a lot of trash talking going on here. Shuri telling Namor she's basically getting off on seeing his blood fly, but he tells her he done went toe-to-toe with Iron Man. And if there's any questions as to who has the superior technology, Stark or Wakanda, Shuri answers that by saying that Stark tech is last century. The Desert Sun she deploys do their job as Namor is weakened because he's drying out. And Shuri, she feeling herself. She feeling pretty confident, even though she's cautioned. And I say this as a rookie in the mistake that she underestimated Namor and his strength and his proximity to the water. Right. Buddy comes out the water and he pissed. And while she's being told in one ear she can't fight Namor like this, Namor is telling her to her face with one hand around her throat that he done being nice. Now she finna catch these. Well, I started to say she finna catch these fins. I mean, she finna catch these wings. Okay. She gonna catch them hands. Cause he literally could give us some fins, some hands, and some wings. Whatever she want, he got it for. Fade to black. Or not. Fade to Wakanda. Back in Wakanda, we find T'Challa addressing the adored ones with Zaravari in the background. This be one of those speeches you hear right before you face off against an opponent. He tells them that their enemies are terrible and that they need to be more terrible. He goes on to say, in the history of Wakanda, in the history of the world, there has never been anything like them. That they are a new order of warrior. That they are secret, unknown. That they have their cloaking spells, their own sorcery, Wakandan sorcery. Listen, the Doors was already beating ass. I don't finna make the Doors OP. I ain't. Anyway, it's kind of crazy here. You have it on Reginald Hutland, on the Reginald Hutland run, where Wakanda is finally embracing her mystical, sorcery, alchemy, i.e. tradition, and combining it with her more modern technological side. The same initial story arc shouldn't be revisited every time we get a new writer. Nevertheless, because it does, we always got these story arcs with these writers where we got to get the Wakandans to feel comfortable again, combining technology with tradition. Modern versus... Nevertheless, his speech has the doors wanting all the smoke from whomever wants to bring it. Anika informs them that they aren't just training today, that between her and Zawavari, they will use the robots and sorcery to try and kill them. Those who survive will earn the right to stand beside, not behind, stand beside T'Challa when they face the enemy. After that, it's fight or die as all hell breaks loose. Back in the field, we find Aurora and a couple of scientists remarking on how unnatural the field's constantly drying up is. One of them tells her that although he doesn't believe in sorcery or magic, and Aurora interrupts him, she tells him that she does, and this is the darkest kind. Before they can continue, they are interrupted by a group of Wakandans who accuse Aurora of killing their crops. As one of the scientists tries to calm everyone down, she is struck by a water bottle from one of the group members. Things immediately go from bad to worse as one of the Wakandans reaches inside his shirt. Aurora is told, because someone shouts out, he's reaching for a gun. She strikes him with a lightning bolt. All he really had, though, was a bag of fresh seeds. That's all Ndega needs as he uses wordplay to paint her as a villain on the news broadcast, WVOX, I think that's what it is. It's crazy how people can see something with their own eyes, but allow their ears to decide what they saw or not. They allow their ears to influence what their eyes see. Damnedest thing. No one says that she was told he was reaching for a gun. No one mentions that one of the scientists was struck. If you haven't got it yet, yes, I'm drawing a parallel between events we actually saw take place, saw the outcome, and allowed what we are told to influence what we saw with our own two eyes in reality. Like I said, damnedest thing. We see here that the broadcast from WVOX is being observed by Doom and the Broker. Doom is cautioned, though, that although T'Challa and Aurora have been removed from the board, Shuri is very much still in play. Doom, though, is confident that Namor has taken care of her. Next page over, we find Namor standing over and begging Shuri to stay down. And once again, she's like, nah. The King of Atlantis questions why she's doing this. Why is she making him basically put hands on her? Right before he's about to land what looks like a fatal blow, he's told to stop by none other than Reed Richards, the Thing, and the Human Torch. 3/4 of the Fantastic Four. Somebody had to stay home and watch the children. It was probably Susan's turn, because I'm pretty sure her and Reed go back and forth doing it. Apparently, he has a bad habit of interfering when two friends of his are trying to kill one another, especially when they've been duped. Back in Doom's throne room, the Broker informs him that they are ready to make their move. They have the Studi agents in the government as sales. They have the Studi agents in the government as well as sales that are on high alert. T'Challa, however, cannot be located. Where earlier Shuri was underestimated, now so too is T'Challa. Underestimating one of them is bad enough. Underestimating both, it ain't gonna go the way you want it to. From there, we find T'Challa, Anika, and Zawavari overlooking the remains of the battle between the Daughters and the Doombots. 28 daughters still stand out of 30. Make sure that their families receive full compensation. Add their names to the scrolls of the fallen. We will always honor our dead. That is what T'Challa says. Do I need to say that part again? Let it sink in. Savor it like a fine wine. Swirl it around in your goblet first. Look at it. Appreciate it. Then play it back again. Let it marinate. Next page over, in the Wakandan Quinjet, we find Nyx informing Shuri and Namor that they were played. The events in the video did not happen as they were shown. Of course, we as the readers know this already because we saw everything played out. Our characters, though, are just now catching up to how they were being manipulated. By who is the question? And Shuri, she might be able to piece together all of this if Namor would just tell her what he and T'Challa were meeting about. He not finna do that, though. Reed, being Reed, forms a conclusion that the broker has to be the one behind making Namor look guilty, as only a few others have the resources as well as the knowledge to pull such a thing off. The problem is, no one knows who the broker is. After further conversing to deduce the motivation behind such chicanery, Reed states that the vibranium, when added to any weapon, makes it immediately more dangerous. When Zakar mentions who is protecting the vibranium, like, look, we got Wakanda soldiers protecting the vibranium. Ben Grimm reminds us everyone ain't loyal. You know, when I think about people and loyal, I keep hearing Chris Brown in my mind singing a song. Neo's loyal. Nevertheless, the solutions start with the broker, whom Reed can track via his equipment. And what does Shuri say? She's gonna tear him apart. Like, is it just me, or does the Princess Regent have some serious anger management issues? I ain't asking, I'm just asking. From there, we are privy to Doom telling Walter Declan, aka the broker, that the heroes should be figuring things out and coming after him post haste. We see in the background that the broker got a whole room full of backup. Like, he got some serious backup. And if we look closely at his forearms, he looked like he ready for the smoke as well. I'm gonna come back. Hold on.
Yeah, we back. Did y'all enjoy that? Oh man, listen. I'm actually looking, because I'm gonna keep doing this and everything like that. I'm looking forward to Doom War. I'm actually looking forward to Claws of the Panther for a whole different reason. Like, I can't wait to get, like, honestly, I just want to go ahead and get to these issues and get to Claws of the Panther, so y'all can see just how, for lack of better terminology, how bloodthirsty Shuri is, because she don't mind putting hands on people. Listen, I'm gonna come back. Listen, 500. Let's hit this subscribe button. Let's share the video and everything like that. Let's get these numbers up. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Peace.